Hello everyone, I hope you're fine and welcome to another Python lesson. Today in this lesson we will talk about using the for loop with Python list. These lessons we will talk how to master fundamentals of loops and iteration in Python programming language. Okay, what is loops? Introduction to loops. It performs repeated actions. Loops allows you to execute the same code multiple times without writing it repeatedly. We will use loops to work with lists. This is perfect for processing collections of data like lists, strings, and sequences. So what is the advantage? It will save your times. It automates repetitive tasks and make your code more efficient and readable. So this is how we use for loop with a list. For example, you have a list and it iterates through a list and then it will perform an actions. So for example, first if you create list, it starts with a collection of items stored in the Python list. For example, inside list we have many and multiple collections. Then we use for loop to iterate through these items. Okay, then after that for each item it performs an action. This is an example. We have for example fruits and list of fruits. If you remember a list from previous sessions, as I said, inside variable single variable we stores multiple items. This is called lists data structure in Python. So now if you want to print fruits, it prints all of them at once. Okay, if you want to use for loop, it iterates through each items and then it print that. For example, for fruit in fruits, and it will print the fruits one by one. So let me show you in practice. So we have a list which is called fruit. Let me give you another example. For example, provinces of Afghanistan. Kabul, Ladakh, Ghazni, Zabul, Kandahar, and Herat. If you remember from previous sessions, we said that we use list to store multiple items inside a single variable. For example, inside province of Afghanistan, we store Kabul, Ladakh, Ghazni, Zabul, and so on. Now, if I want to print that, province of Afghanistan, you will see list of all the items. You can see Kabul, Ladakh, Ghazni, Zabul, Kandahar, Herat. Now what I'm trying to do is I say Python, okay, please print me one by one with a single piece of code. You can see we do that like this. Okay, print province of Afghanistan. Now if I want to print a single item, for example Kabul, if you remember from previous sessions we use index. Now see, I print Kabul. Now if I want to print Wardak, I use the second index, which is 1. Now Kabul Wardak. If I want to print the third item, I use the third index. You will see, you can see Kabul Wardak Ghazni. If I want to print, for example, Zabul, I use the third item. You can see Kabul, Wardak, Ghazni, Zabul. So you guess that this type of this way of writing a code is not very convenient. You have to write, for example, for each item a single piece of code. So this is time consuming, and a professional programmer does not do like this. In this case, what we want to do, we are going to print all of the item with a single piece of code. In this case we use loop, for loop. Okay, so this is the syntax. We say for example provinces. In provinces of Afghanistan, then we say print province. Now you guess, with this single piece of code I print all of these provinces. You can see Kabul. Okay, now let me explain my code. I say okay, use for loop, and for loop is searching each item, for example Kabul, and once it found Kabul, it stores Kabul inside this variable province. Okay, then it print province Kabul. This is the first item. Then it repeats the same action. Now for is looking for the second item, Wardak, and put it inside this variable province and print Wardak for the second time. And again for is looking for the third item, Ghazni, inside this list and put it inside this variable and print the result, which is Ghazni. And finally it also look for the last item, which is Herat, and stores inside province and print the result. Once all of these item has been done, so it stops the code. Okay, so this is how for is working. Brilliant, I hope you understand that. You can see Kabul, Wardak, Ghazni, Zabul, Kandahar, Herat. So this is how we use for. It iterates, it repeats, do the same action again and over again until it's done. It prints Kabul, then Wardak, Ghazni, Zabul, Kandahar, Herat. After that it finishes. Okay, so this is how we use for. So I explained how it works. For example, it do the first item and then the second and the third. Now what I'm trying to do is I want to inside for I want to write another print statement. I say okay, print, for example, province plus I say Afghanistan. Now you guess how the programs will be executed. You see, I have to make a small space. Okay. Now, if you understood the concept of for loops correctly, now you will understand how it works. As I said, for is looking inside this list and it finds the first item, which is Kabul, okay, and it puts Kabul inside this variable province, and then it prints, displays the province, which is Kabul, and then it comes to another print statements, okay, which is province Afghanistan. Once it is done, it goes for the second item. It goes for the second items, for example Wardak, and it puts inside this variable Wardak, then it prints that Wardak, and it goes for the second function, print function, and it will be it does the same process again and over again until it's finished. Okay, for example, it goes for Herat, okay, it print Herat and then Herat, Afghanistan. This is how it works. Now if I want to write another print statements, I say okay, the process is finished. You will notice that once all of these are done or executed, these statements will be executed in the last process. Okay, let me show you. Okay, as I said, it searches each item and it displays that, for example, Kabul, Afghanistan, Wardak, Afghanistan, Ghazni, Afghanistan, Herat, Afghanistan. Once it executes all of these items, okay, so we don't have anything inside list to be executed, so then it executes this last piece of code. It executes this because we don't have indentation. If I say okay, I have my print statement inside for loops, so it for example prints all of them one by one. Okay, so let's see the code. You can see Kabul, Afghanistan, the process is finished. It runs because it is inside these loops. Wardak, Afghanistan, the process is finished. Because this is the concept of indentation. Indentation, when you use indentation means that you have a block of codes which should be executed at the same time, okay, which does the same functionality. So now I don't want to indent the last piece of code, so it will be executed in the last time because this is not indented. So this is very important in Python. You can see the process is finished. All right, I hope you understand that. So this is the process of indentation as I explained. So we have for loops and the range function. We use range functions and for loops to execute some things. For example, generate numbers. Range creates sequence of numbers without needing pre-mid list. This is very perfect for the mathematical calculations. Okay, we have some examples here, and okay, we have range function. What does range function do? Okay, I say we have range function, for example, 10. So now if I want to execute that, it does nothing. So let's see, print it only print this, but it does not do any, for example, functionality or something else. So we can use for with range list to perform some things. Okay, I says okay, I want to print the numbers from which starts from 1 to 10. So I use like this, I use for, okay, for number and range. We use range function. Inside range function you specifies, for example, 20. Keep in mind that 20 is not included, it is not displayed. It is from 1 to 19. If you want to include 20 as well, you should write 21. Okay, so now I say print number. In this case you will see all number starts from 1 to 20. Let's see, you can see it starts from 1 to 20. This is how you can use range function with for, which performs, for example, mathematical calculations. So we have another concept which is called step size. Step size means that if you want to escape some numbers, I say okay, please show me from 1 to 20 and you have to steps by 2. So now it starts from 1 to 3, 5 and 7, something like that. So let's see, I want to, yes, I want to do that. You can see 1, 3, 5, it is escaped. For example, 2 numbers escaped and it displays the next number, something like that. And this is how can we use for and with Python. This is very important because in Python in the future you will create code which automates something and do something. You have to understand that, master that. Thank you very much and have a good